Sue, on the floor of the 2011 Women in Aviation Conference, the 22nd annual, no less, we've had just the most amazing time talking to people from all walks of life, both here to take in so much of the WAI experience as well as give something back. Well, in the case of you and your partner on this, you're giving back so much. Tell me about what you're doing here at Women in Aviation.
Well, we're here to really tell the world about a grant that we received from the FAA. It's a Garrett A. Morgan grant, and the goal of the grant is to inspire and educate women and minorities into aviation-related STEM careers. And the way we're doing that is to set up a collaborative. So we are focused or centered really in a small privately owned airport in New Jersey, Alexandria Field, and we're using that field as a living laboratory and partnering with local elementary schools, high schools, community colleges, Rutgers University, local businesses, and put together this collaborative, and the idea is to bring the whole community together and get them excited and inspired and get them behind STEM education. And I have to say, it's very exciting to see what's happening. We've been giving aviation camps in the summer. There's a high school aviation course that's being given. We are doing internships, job shadowings. We have sponsored ground school scholarships. We have done airport tours of the DOT facility in Atlantic City. And we also are going to be teaching 2 Leaders Take Flight and Women Take Flight workshops. These are 2-day workshops that my colleague Linda and I have developed for leadership training of women and empowerment of women. The idea of these workshops is everybody in the workshop flies and gets that experience of taking a risk, getting the airplane off the ground, flying that airplane, but the power of it is what happens when they land. And we have facilitated discussions using their flight experience as a metaphor. So for example, we will say, well, you just experienced being pilot in command, sitting in the left seat, taking that plane off the ground, and being in the back seat. They fly in pairs, going along for the ride. How does that apply to your work life? When do you act as pilot in command, or do you just go along for the ride? And what's the difference? You just experienced thrust and drag. When are you thrust? When are you drag? You just experienced a high-performance climb. When do you do that in your work life? You just experienced communication in airspace, who you are, where you are, what you want to do. How often do you communicate that clearly? So we sort of unpack the experience in terms of metaphor, and the goal then is to create new metaphors for those people, and new metaphors change reality. So we're trying to change people with those workshops.
Aero-TV is brought to you by... Welcome to the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource. Real-time 24/7 online audio and video programming, where aviation has been getting updated for over a decade. Distributing over 11,000 stories, features, audio and video programs every year. Only ANN covers aviation and aerospace with this much depth, insight, and expertise. Check us out on the web at aero-news.net.